Hello. This is my second lecture on Islamic studies. This is for the group of comparative studies of religions. There we are discussing different religions, including Islam. So we will be covering Islamic syllabus, and there are many religions in the world. So first we should try to, today we will be discussing Islam, Islamic studies. So the topic that today we have to understand Islam, that is Islamic beliefs and its impact on individual and society, and the fundamental of Islam, Islamic worships, spiritual, moral, and social impact. This is the topic. So today the topic, I will repeat the topic again. The topic is Islamic beliefs and its impact on individual and society, and the fundamental of Islam, Islamic worships, spiritual, moral, and social impact. This is our topic for today. So, is there anyone who can write the topic for me, please? What is the topic for today? If you can write the topic in the comments, so everybody can see the topic. I have given the topic on my timeline and also in the group of comparative studies of comparative study of religions. So the topic today is Islamic beliefs, Islam के अकायद, and its impact on individual. और इसका फ़र्द पे क्या असर है in society और माशरा, and the fundamentals of Islam, और इस्लाम की जो बुनियादी अरकान है, Islamic worships, what is its impact, like spiritual, रूहानी, moral, akhlaqi, and social, समाजी impact. This is the topic. So please write the topic. Can you write the topic for me, please? Islamic beliefs and its impact on individual and society, and the fundamentals of Islam, Islamic worships, spiritual, moral, and social impact. Write the topic. Okay. Yes. So now let's analyze this topic. Beliefs. What is beliefs? And just a minute, somebody is calling me. हेलो मोतशिम, मैं आपको थोड़ी देर में कॉल करता हूँ. वो क्या कल 11 बजे उनको ले जाना है, और शायद ने आपको बताया होगा. आप 11 बजे तक सो रहे हो या अभी हो? मैं आपको थोड़ी देर में कॉल करता हूँ, प्लीज़. ओके ओके. सो let us discuss this topic word by word. Beliefs. What are beliefs? And before this, can we discuss what is religion? What is religion? Religion is the sum total of beliefs, worship, and morality. These three things we call it religion. And all these three things are common in all religions of the world. That there are some beliefs, there are some convictions, And those beliefs in supernatural entity are entities. The entity or entities, those are supernatural. Those beliefs are above the nature. For example, we have laws of nature. So laws of nature we discuss in physics. And physics is the study of nature, the study of matter, the study of body. What we see, what we touch with our senses or by our senses, so that is called material things. And we study material things in science. As I repeatedly discuss it many times, that there are many approaches to reality and there are many sources of knowledge. So one of the source of knowledge is senses, and the product of senses is called science. Another source of knowledge is philosophy, reason, rationality, mind, intellect. And then we have another source of knowledge that is called intuition, wijdan. And mysticism, Sufism, that is the product of intuition. And then we have another source of knowledge that is revelation, wahi, and the product of revelation is religion. So we have four sources of knowledge and four approaches to reality. Science, philosophy, religion, and mysticism are intuition. These are the four sources, and any person who wants to reach the reality of things of this nature and hereafter supernatural phenomena or nomina, so we have these four approaches: science, philosophy, religion, and mysticism. So mysticism, we also call it spirituality. So spirituality can be religious and it can be without religion. It can be without religion or it can be with religion. So today our focus is on religion. Religion is based on revelation. God, the supernatural entity, reveals knowledge to the prophet, and then prophet communicates that knowledge, that information to the people. So the pillars of that information, that knowledge is called beliefs. In religion, you have to believe because that is faith, that is love, that is faith. There is no reason, there are no senses, and there is no spirituality or there is no inside feelings. I'm telling you something very complicated. Try to understand it. That when we talk about religion, so religion is based on beliefs. You have to believe in that thing. And this is why some religions, the people also call it faith. They also call it faith. So what is the impact of faith or belief on an individual? When an individual believes in supernatural entity, prophets, hereafter, life after death, angels, holy books, when you believe in all this phenomena, so your personality that is transformed, and the collection of individuals that is called society. When the individuals they do interaction with each other, so the product is called society. So when society, that is the collection of individuals, so if there is an impact on individual, so automatically there will be impact on society. So we can prove that, for example, if a person really believe, not just saying, but a real belief that there is a life after death. So this belief will transform the personality, the outlook of that person, then that outlook will be manifested in the form of actions. And those actions, that is called we then that is attitude, that is behavior. And when all the people have similar attitude or behavior, so then the whole society that is transformed. So today my topic is beliefs and worship. Now when you believe in something, for example, you believe in God, in one God, you believe in a prophet, you believe in the finality of the prophet, so then what is next? The manifestation of these beliefs, how you manifest, how you express these beliefs. So when you express these beliefs, then that is called worship. And then each religion has its own set of worship. Now the Islamic concept of worship, that is both ritual and spiritual. That is both ritual and spiritual. There are some practices that you must do, like there are you have to offer prayers, salat, you have to keep fast, Ramadan, you have to pay a part like 2.5% of your wealth, so that is called zakat. Then you have to go on pilgrimage, that is called hajj. So these are different forms of worship. Now this worship has two forms, that there are practices, you have to do some practices. For example, just practice is not enough. There must be, along with the practice, there must be substance, there must be essence. That's why there are one category of worship, and that is called ihsan. That if you can't see God, if you can't see Allah, Allah can see you. So this concept is called ihsan, and that is the spiritual aspect of worship. So each worship has both forms. Like zakat, it is just not a tax that you are paying some money. You must feel spirituality while you are paying zakat, and this zakat should be utilized in the poverty alleviation, and it must be given to people for a better economic system if it can be developed. So today my basic point is this, to clarify that Islamic concept of worship, and many other religions also have the same concept, that it is not only ritual but that is also spiritual. Now when we talk about spirituality, so that is inside, that is personal. And when we talk its manifestation, its expression in society, then that is called ethics. Then that is called morality. Because morality, one is your personal morality, and then it is a system of ethics. So when you have the system of ethics, then it has its impact on society. So religion basically take care of your three things: beliefs, worship, and morality. In the worship, then there are two parts. One is practice, ritual part, what you do practically, and the other is spiritual part, the essence which is inside you, what you feel, you are attached. For example, if a person is offering prayers, so the purpose of prayer is not only the ritual. The purpose of the prayer is also that you may not commit evils, you may shun evils, you may all the time, you may practice virtues, you may do good things, and you may avoid bad things. So avoiding bad things and doing good things, that is spirituality inside worship. This is the main essence. Because many people, they may like go and they may offer prayers, and if they recite those sentences in Arabic language and they don't understand the translation of that what they are reciting in their worship, so one aspect, maybe 50% of the worship, that is fulfilled, because you are going there for a ritual, you are going there for a practice. But do you feel what you are doing? Is that worship transforming your personality? Is that if your personality is transformed, so does this worship has impact on your society, community, what you are doing in your, for example, your group? Is there any impact on that group? Is there any impact on that society which you are part of that? So if we see the collective presence of the worship, beliefs, and ethics, then we can see that the religion is playing its role in a society. Religion is not only the subject of philosophy, theology, or sociology, it is also the subject of psychology. Why the people believe in supernatural entities? Because there are some fundamental questions, and those fundamental questions, many other disciplines, they are competing to answer those questions. For example, where from the humankind came into being, and where this human being will go, what will be the final destination, and what will happen, what is the purpose and what is the end, cause and effect. So these fundamental questions are answered by philosophy, by spirituality, by science, and by religion. But so far, religion is one of the claimant whose specific purpose is to answer fundamental questions. Science is still struggling. Maybe one day science comes to like the modern physics, quantum physics. They are trying to touch. They are making similar matter and energy. So maybe a time comes that they also give answers to the fundamental questions. But so far, religion is the only discipline which is trying to answer the fundamental questions, that what is the purpose of the man, why the human being is here in this world, what will happen to this humankind after the death, and how the justice system will be implemented. So basically, the relationship between beliefs, worship, and morality, that goes through worship. Worship is the medium. If you believe, so you must express your belief in action, and that action is called worship. And worship, there are some rituals as the 5 pillars in Islam, and there are some other kinds of worship. For example, you can be a good person, you can do good things, you can the deeds, for example, charity. So there is no limit. There are obligatory forms of worship, and there are obligatory kinds of worship. There can be like worship which is not compulsory, that is optional. For example, 2.5% of your zakat, that is obligatory. But beyond that, for example, in the Holy Quran, the verse is qulil afu. What you have extra, you must spend it for poverty alleviation. 2.5, that is obligatory. But charity or sadaqah, when you go beyond that, so that has no limit. You can spend your whole wealth for amelioration of society, or for example, you can do something great, whatever is there in your society, the state or society where you are living, so you can play your role. तो आज कुछ लोग पूछते हैं कि हम इस्लामियात को हम उर्दू में करें या इंग्लिश में करें, तो मेरा उनको ये जवाब होता है कि आप इसको अगर बाकी आपने इंग्लिश में करने हैं तो आप इस्लामियात को इंग्लिश में क्यों नहीं करते? अगर आप इंग्लिश में इस्लामियात के पेपर को नहीं कर सकते, तो इसका मतलब ये है कि आपका इंग्लिश पे कमांड पूरा हासिल नहीं है, तो आपने फिर अपने इंग्लिश को इम्प्रूव करना है। मैंने खुद इंग्लिश में इस्लामियात को हमेशा लिखा है और पढ़ा है, तो ये कोई नई बात नहीं है कि भाई हम इस्लामियात को या इस्लामी बातें को हम उर्दू में या अपनी लैंग्वेजेस में कर सकते हैं, इसको हम इंग्लिश में भी कर सकते हैं। ये बहुत बड़ी गलतफहमी है लोगों की कि भाई हम जब इस्लाम की बात करते हैं तो उसको उर्दू में करेंगे या पश्तो में करेंगे या पंजाबी में करेंगे, साइंस की बात करेंगे या फिलासफी की बात करेंगे तो उसको हम इंग्लिश में करेंगे। ये बहुत ही गलत किस्म का तस्वुर है लोगों के जहनों में। अगर आपका इंग्लिश पे कमांड है, आप इंग्लिश को लिख सकते हैं, बोल सकते हैं, तो ज़रूरी नहीं है कि आपने इस्लामी चीज़ों, इस्लामी जो मज़ामीन है या इस्लाम के जो असबाक है या इस्लाम के जो सवाल जवाब है, वो आपने सिर्फ उर्दू में करने हैं। ये हमारी एहसासी कमतरी है कि हम कुछ चीज़ें इंग्लिश में कर सकते हैं, कुछ चीज़ों को हम इंग्लिश में नहीं कर सकते, तो ये गलत बात है। तो अगर इस्लामियात का पेपर है तो मेरा आपको ये मशवरा है कि उसको भी आपने इंग्लिश में करना है। अगर आपने बाकी तमाम पेपर्स इंग्लिश में करने हैं तो आपने इस्लामियात के पेपर को इंग्लिश में क्यों नहीं करना। और जो लोग पेपर को चेक करते हैं इंग्लिश में, so most of the times those people they are like they have more exposure to knowledge, because English language itself is vast. There is a lot of literature on Islam, other religions. So then you can get better marks if it is only for examination purposes. So today my lecture that is to correlate beliefs, worship, and morality. And when we talk about spirituality, the spiritual part, so that comes in the worship, because worship can be ritual and it can be spiritual. Its impact on person, if it has an impact on the personality of a person, if religion, it has an impact on your personality, so it means that your behavior will be transformed. What is personality? Personality is the sum total of your inside and outside characteristics which are expressed in the form of habits, character, and behavior. So when you manifest, when you express your actions in society as part of society, so that is called that is the impact of religion on society. For example, in Pakistan, if it is a religious society, so you will see behavior of the people, attitude of the people different. If you go to another society where religion doesn't have any role, so there will be no impact on that society. You may go to Russia, you may go to Scandinavian countries like Norway, Denmark, Finland. Those are kind of atheist countries where religion has no role. So how we can judge the impact from the attitude, from the behavior of the people, and that's why its impact on individual. If, for example, religion tells you don't tell lie, and the people are honest, the people are not telling lies, they are honest in their dealings, they do justice in their dealings, in their ma'amilat, in their dealings, day-to-day dealings, so it means that we can see impact of religion on individual. And when the individuals come together, so they make society, and then it becomes the subject of sociology as well as religion, because religion is a very important aspect of sociology. We study religion in society, and there are many parts of the world where religion is still a force. It still has impact on lives of the people. If you have any questions so far, so you may write. Otherwise, then I will go to the some questions, very important questions that we have in Islamiyat, and many people consider it that Islam is just a religion and a mullah can explain it, but any person with sound knowledge can explain Islamic beliefs, Islamic system of worship, and do you have any question on Islam? So you may please ask. Otherwise, I have some questions for you. These are from the 2017 paper, which was a catastrophe for many candidates because they could not attempt it well. many people, because they consider it just a pure religion, that they will read few verses and few hadiths. So then it will be kind of discussion. So here, question number one, I will discuss gender equality from Islamic point of view. So one question is, who is entitled to receive zakat according to Quran, elucidating social impact of zakat, clarify how can poverty be alleviated with its distribution in Islamic society. So now this question is not a routine question that you just know about few things about zakat, that who can receive zakat. And please follow my timeline. I told you that at 7 a.m. I will be here on a particular subject. So instead of hello, hi, we may try to concentrate on the topic. So who can receive zakat, for example? Can you write there? Anybody can write the recipients of zakat in Islamic system. Who can receive zakat? And what Quran says about zakat? Anybody can write? What is zakat? It is an obligatory duty in one of the 5 pillars of Islam. Muhammad Ali Asif, today I have to discuss Islam, so please bear with me. We can discuss other things, liberalism and gender, in our gender studies group. So what are they? Who can receive zakat? Who can tell me? So zakat can be received by few, according to Quran. There are few people who can receive zakat. So who are those people? The people who are involved in the department of zakat, the people they want to Aisha Zafar, this is not a question poor with low income. There are in Quran, there are particular people that they can receive zakat, not everybody. So what is that? Above 18 and needy people. Inamullah Zaki, no. Who can receive zakat? There are 8 kinds of people who can receive zakat. Who are those 8 kinds of people? In Quran, the verse is, indeed, charitable offerings are only to be given to the poor and the indigent and to those who work on administering it and to those whose hearts are to be reconciled and to free those in bondage and to the debt ridden and for the cause of God and to the wayfarer. These are 8 recipients of zakat, only 8. Because I told you that zakat is not like a tax, it is a worship, it's a kind of worship, it's a manifestation of your belief in God. The topic is belief, worship, and morality. So these 8 people, they can receive zakat. Poor, indigent, wayfarer, the people who are in bondage, slaves, debt-ridden. So all these people, when they receive zakat, so automatically there will be poverty alleviation. There will be poverty alleviation. So this was the first question. Now, what is the second question? The second question is, who can write the second question? Please come prepared. Although I know it's very early there in Pakistan. Write a comprehensive note on the right of inheritance granted to women by Islam. Okay, now it is clear that zakat and khums, I think zakat is a pillar of Islam, while khums, the fifth part, there is jurisprudential differences in Shia and Muslim Sunni Muslims. They differ on ushur, khums, and zakat. There are Ismaili Muslims, they also have another concept of charity. So we will discuss this in some other time. I have limited time, so I have to tackle all these 7 questions. So the next question is, khums is 5th part, while ushur is 10th part, which is in crops and agricultural products, while zakat is 2.5% for Sunni Muslims. There are jurisprudential differences on the concept of zakat. All scholars of Islam, they don't agree exactly on the nisab, that how much should be zakat, to whom zakat should, although in Quran it is quite clear, but still there are differences. So question number 3 is that write a comprehensive note on the right of inheritance granted to women by Islam. It's a very technical question. Somebody asked you about the gender equality. So this is related to that. Yeah. Question number 2, that was zakat. Who is entitled to receive zakat? This was question number 1. Now question number 2 is, in the paper that is question number 2, and I'm tackling it as question number 2 now. Write a comprehensive note on the right of inheritance granted to women by Islam. In the Holy Quran, there is a verse, and there women, they receive a half of the inheritance of men, brothers and sisters. There is a difference in the inheritance. So why it is so? Similarly, in the law of evidence, personally, to tell you the truth, I didn't find any answer to these questions. But still, what usually the people say, I will repeat that for the sake of the students, because they have to write these things in their exams. So this is for the sake of exams, for the sake of not personal philosophical discussion. Personally, to be honest with you, I don't understand the logic that how women will receive half of the inheritance, and how the law of evidence, 2 women will be going to, especially in financial matters, and they will be equal to 1 man. The usual arguments is that women, they don't have financial responsibilities. Only male has financial responsibility in a family. Again, it is gender discrimination, that why women should not have freedom to their financial responsibilities. So there are, again, as Mr. Ali, for instance, both the father and the mother take the same share of their son's inheritance, also the share of the brother and the sister when a man or woman leaves their ascendants. So there are cases in which men and women, they receive half of the, they receive equal inheritance. But when there are 2 daughters and 1 son, so clearly it is mentioned in Quran that 2 daughters, they will receive inheritance equal to 1 brother, because women, they don't have financial responsibilities, while men, they have financial responsibility. They have to take care of the financial needs of the family, not women. If women is earning, still women will be not spending her money on male. Only male will spend money on female. So that is the reason, one of the main reason, that why women, they have the right the half right of inheritance in the usual cases, not the mother and father and others. There are many cases even women get more inheritance than the men in other cases, but the usual cases that is like this. Now, it is for you, it is a food for thought. Think over it, and you must explore other answers that why this inheritance system is there. Some people also think that it is Shani Nazul, as Shawulullah says, context. At that time, even this was a great achievement of Islam that they mentioned women in inheritance. Otherwise, in other systems, even women, those were not mentioned in inheritance. Still, in many societies, like Pashtun society, they never give inheritance to women, neither half, zero. That is totally zero. So at least they have some inheritance, which is half, because they don't have financial responsibilities. At that time, 1400 years back, the situation was totally different. For example, in zakat, one of the recipient of zakat is slave. That slaves will receive zakat. But today there is no slavery. So what will happen to that part of Quran? So the things change. Many modernists, those people who are, because there are Salafiyah who will literally interpret Quran, and there is Imam Ghazali like people who are Wastiyah. They take the middle part. So then they think that according to circumstances, injunctions they have different impact. So next question is, how were the rightly guided caliphs elected? To what extent their system of government be regarded as democratic? So now you see these questions are the typical religious questions. These questions are related to political science. These questions are related to international relations. And these questions are related to economics. So if you don't have command on other sciences, so you will be unable to attempt these questions. So you must be a person of great knowledge. Then you can tackle these questions. Your personal beliefs may be any belief, but in the examination hall, you must come up to the expectations of the examiner. Now, the first caliph, second caliph, third caliph, and fourth caliph, how they were elected. We know from Islamic history that when the Prophet was still not yet buried, his body was still there. So there were differences between the people from Medina and Makkah. So now this is totally a political affair. People at Medina would claim that we helped you a lot, so that's why this is our right to be successor to the Prophet. While the people of Makkah, they said, no, we are the people who sacrificed a lot, so the successor should come from us. Here also the basic differences between Shia Muslims and Sunni Muslims started. Because according to Shia Muslims, it should go automatically to the Hazrat Ali. While Sunnis, then they thought that Hazrat Abu Bakr, he was the man who was the right caliph, the first caliph. So it was a kind of consensus between the people of Medina and Makkah. So that's why we can see that yes, Muhammad Ali Asif, your questions are correct, but we cannot say that it is opposite to democracy or it is against democracy. Islam is against democracy. If you say this thing like in such a categorical way, so this will be totally, a catastrophe. You can't say that Islam is against democracy. We see, the development of democracy because there was consensus between the people of Makkah and Medina. So this consensus was a form of democracy. And then when Hazrat Umar was elected by the committee of 10 persons, so again that was a kind of democracy or consultancy, shura, which we call it shura. So shura is consultancy. So consultancy, when you consult, there is no dictatorship. Like for example in Saudi Arabia today, if the king doesn't die, so the next king can't come in his place. If even if he's 80 years old, but the new king will be waiting till the death of the king. So this is totally against the concept of democracy. But if there is consultancy, if at least people are consulted, some people are consulted that who is your ruler, so then it is not totally monarchy, or it is not totally aristocracy, or it is not totally dictatorship or military rule. So we see glimpses of democracy here in this elections in the first four caliphs. Because the question is not that it was outrightly democracy. The question is to what extent their system of government be regarded as democratic. There was consultancy because at the time of Hazrat Umar, if a woman in mosque, she asks the caliph that why he has that piece of cloth and she doesn't have that. So it means that there was difference of opinion at that time. Okay, the next question is elucidate how the Prophet of Islam exemplified him as the greatest peacemaker in the world by making reconciliation with pagans, Jews, and Christians. So, pagans, we have the conquest of Makkah, when the Sulh Hudaybiyah, before that, the reconciliation of Hudaybiyah, and Makkah, those were pagans. And then with Jews, there was the first constitutional government that was established in Medina with Jews and Christians. So, with the people of Medina, when they were not totally Muslims, also there was Mawakhat, brotherhood. So we can see that that was a great peace initiative by the Prophet. Next question is explain the concept of self-purification in the light of Quran and Sunnah and its impact on society. Self-purification. So what is self-purification? That is again spirituality. In Quranic language, we call it tazkiyah, nafs. When you cleanse your soul, your nafs, yourself from inside, so that is called self-purification. So when, or for example, ana boistu makarimul akhlaq. Utimmu makarimul akhlaq means that morality, that is the main purpose of a Muslim. So when you are clean from inside, if you are spiritually clean, so then you will be an honest person, you will be a morally sound person, and then you will have a great impact on society. Enumerate the reasons of extremism in Pakistan and suggest solutions to eradicate it in the light of Islamic teachings. So extremism is that when the people, they take injunctions from literal point of view and they don't take it from wustiya, the middle way. Man ala man iqtasada. That person will be never ruined if you take the middle way. Even this the Muslims, they were declared as a middle, wusta, ummatu wusta, the word wusta means middle. So there is no extreme in Islam, la ikraha fi deen, there is no force in Islam, lakum dinukum waliyadeen, for you your religion and for me my religion. So all these things are against extremism, and you cannot enforce your extremist version of Islam on others. If you do it, so this is against the essence of Islam. Define ijma, consensus, and explain its different kinds, highlight its importance in the light of Quran and Sunnah. So again there are differences on ijma. Some people say that ijma is for the whole time. Once ijma is done, so it cannot be undone. While others say that no, if it is done once, so it can be undone according to circumstances. Some people, they like jurists and scholars, they take into consideration that they will, if they agree all of them, so then there will be a consensus. And others like Shia Muslim, they said imams are important, that they should be involved. but there should be mujtahideen. Ijtihad can be done by any mujtahid, and there are qualifications for mujtahid. The reinterpretation of religious thought in Islam, the book of Dr. Iqbal, the reinterpretation of religious thought in Islam, that is the book of ijtihad, that we should go according to the modern times. There must be consensus, and some people, give it the form of parliament. That parliament in a Muslim country, that is one of the form of consensus. When all the people they agree on a particular issue, on constitution, amendment, legalization, legislation, so then that is the form of ijma, the modern form of ijma. Now, for example, in Muslim world, there is no caliphate. There is no only one caliph or sultan or amir. There are around 57 Muslim countries. So you can imagine Saudi, who is the friend of Israel, not the friend of Iran. So how you can do consensus? That is not possible. So then the parliament of each country, that is one of the form that we can still implement ijma or consensus. So this was, just describing important questions. And my message for you people is that don't take it for granted that this is Islamiyat, so it will be quite easy for me and I can do it. No. Again, a lot of knowledge is required here, and you must be like totally sound to have interpretation of Islamic concepts and religion as such. So if you have particular questions, so please ask. Otherwise, I will be bringing an end to this session on. This is my second lecture on Islamic studies. The first lecture you can see in the group Comparative Studies of Religions with Naeem Khan. We have a group for religious discussions there. And there is also a paper for non-Muslims in Pakistan where other religions are discussed. So that paper is also important. So do you have any question? Basically, you have to understand the concept of religion. Religion is revelation which come from. So sir also discussed the new Saudi Arabia 500 billion mega city project in which they will modernize. The other day there was an official statement from the Saudi prince that now they will be adopting moderate Islam. Moderate Islam. So moderate Islam is not the Islam of Wahhabi Salafi Islam, because they are literalist. They interpret Quran and Hadith literally, word by word. No compromise on its interpretation. While Wustiya, the middle kind of Muslims, they try to interpret Quran some metaphorically or contextually at least. Shani Nazul, which was Shah Waliullah in Hujjatullah Baligha, he has mentioned the principle of Shani Nazul. In Usul Fiqh, in jurisprudence, he has mentioned that the things can be seen in the context. For example, there was a verse, there was a particular event in Makkah, and a verse was revealed according to that situation. So how can you extend its application to 1400 years at the same time? That is not logical. At that time, the circumstances were quite different. And how you can interpret that today in the light of those circumstances. So even Saudi Arabia, they are coming to the reality that the things must change. The women must drive cars. They have some mega city for tourism, because they have very good. I think they are learning from Dubai. Recently, I was in Dubai and I saw the Arabs. They are doing everything which can be done in Europe or any non-Muslim country. So they understand that now what are the realities of the modern times, modern education, internet. The things are not the same that they can control people with their those pseudo Islamic stereotyped kind of things. Thank you, Khalid Ahmed. If my lecture is helpful, so please, today or tomorrow when you have time, so write summary of my lecture as comment on this lecture. Then it will be really helpful. I don't want like spoon feeding you people. Sometimes I deliberately leave a room for your own exploration that you must explore on your own self, because you people must be like people who are creative and critical thinkers. So don't think that another person will be speaking and then you will be going to examination hall and then you will be getting good marks or you will be getting the post that you get. That is not possible. You must do yourself. I can push you, but you have to run yourself. So if you are really thankful to me, so do me another favor, that listen to this lecture again on my timeline and in the group Comparative Study of Religions with Naeem Khan. Listen to it again and then write one or two paragraphs. What did I discuss today in this lecture? Then it will be really, really helpful. Otherwise, you may be just telling me, making me happy that it was helpful and it may not be helpful. Where you hail from? So please go on my timeline, give some time Muhammad Ali Asif, and you will see where I come from. Basically, I'm from Swat, Pakistan. Nowadays, I'm in Canada. I'm in Foreign Service of Pakistan. Recently, I discovered the importance of Facebook, that I can share my knowledge and my experiences with other people who don't have this. They may not have that facility to listen to people. So this was one of my initiative that I took, and I'm trying. Now here it is 11 p.m. at night time, so I'll be going to sleep. You might People might have got up there early morning in Pakistan, but still, we can have discussions. I like your questions. Your questions are quite good. Please go on my timeline. There are many groups. Join those groups and have some discussion, a lot of discussions. I need critical thinkers, the people who have analytical mind and they can discuss things in a more philosophical, scholarly way, not the usual people who are just listening to us and then they don't go in details. Because basically, our temperament is that we try to get things in an easy way, but that is not possible. Today's world is highly competitive. You must have an edge over others. Otherwise, you will be destroyed, because of the communication gap between West and East. I saw we have one group, Fun and Motivation with Naeem Khan. So in that group, I saw a photograph that some of the clergy, they are cutting cucumber, that how we should cut cucumber religiously, and other people, they are celebrating that they have reached to Mars. So the best book for English is Exploring the World of English by Saadat Ali Shah. That's a very good book. Tomorrow I will have a lecture at 8 p.m. on English language. So there we will discuss such things. Today this lecture was on Islamic studies. This was my second lecture on Islamic studies. Thank you very much.